She was the size of my palm, with a thin little tail and tiny pink paws, but there was already something in her. Stubborn, alive, clinging to life. My sister found Pepper by the side of the road, a small ball of fur shivering from the cold. We knew that if we left her there, she wouldn't survive. That's how Pepper came into our home and changed everything. The first few weeks were tough. Pepper was too little and I had to feed her through a thin tube every few hours. She slept in my hands, so fragile that I was afraid to even breathe near her. Sometimes it seemed like she wouldn't make it, but then I'd touch her gently and she'd take a tiny breath as if to say, "I'm still here." Our plan was to raise her and release her in the spring, but when the time came, she just didn't want to leave. We opened the cage and she climbed right back in, looking at us as if to say, "Thanks, but my home is here." That's when we realized she was staying. Possums can have up to 13 babies, and not all of them make it. Some fall from their mother's pouch and get left behind. We think Pepper was one of those. Maybe she just couldn't keep up with her siblings. Or maybe fate simply decided she belonged with us. Now she lives like a true family member. We don't keep her in a cage. She roams freely around the house. She loves sleeping in the laundry basket or the dog crate, which annoys the dogs a little. But with the cats, she gets along perfectly. Sometimes they even nap together. Pepper is incredibly gentle. When I approach her, she rests her head in my palm and wraps her tiny hands around my finger. It's so touching that I often just stand still, afraid to move. The way she looks at me, with complete trust, makes me feel like she knows I'll always protect her. Sometimes she starts marking things, like wild possums do. It's not mischief or bad behavior, it's just nature. I laugh and tell her, "Pepper, there are no other possums here." And she looks back like she doesn't quite believe me. Maybe deep down, she's still hoping that one day another like her will come along. My husband treats her like a child. They can play for hours. He hides food and she searches for it. Sometimes he builds her little houses out of boxes, and she happily explores every corner. When he comes home from work, she crawls out of her hiding spot and runs to him. I guess that's what happiness looks like, when even a possum waits for you at the door. Pepper spends half her day sleeping, curled up under a blanket, and becomes most active at night. She explores the shelves, peeks into the cupboards, and checks if we've left her any snacks. Her sense of smell is amazing. The moment we start cooking, her tiny nose starts twitching. Sometimes I look at her and think how easily things could have turned out differently. If my sister hadn't noticed her that day, if we hadn't decided to keep her, this story wouldn't exist. Pepper reminds us that every life matters, even the smallest one. Many people think possums are useless animals, but that's not true. They're incredibly clean, help control pests, and don't carry rabies. But most importantly, they have huge hearts. And if you give them a chance, they'll return your love in a way that's impossible to put into words. If you like this story about Pepper, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more touching and inspiring stories. Before bringing an exotic pet into your home, be sure to consult with experts and learn about their specific needs. Proper research is the key to giving them the happy, healthy life they truly deserve.